Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Red Devils Talk, and of course your latest Manchester United news, previews and reviews. And I first of all have to say, I am tired. I mean, we play Newcastle tonight, and this is a preview for the game, but what can we expect? Will Ten Hag make changes? Will we see an upturn in performance? Will we see goals? We cannot score goals, and we simply cannot keep them out either. And the way we played against City, yeah, that was not very good to watch. Embarrassing, as my previous video said. But thank you for joining me in today's video. If you are here, if you decided to give this a watch, and of course drop a like, subscribe to the channel. So Newcastle, Eddie Howe, we know exactly how they are going to play. I still feel that they are not fully over the fact that we won them in the Carabao Cup final, and this would be an opportunity for them to get one over us, knock us out of the competition, etc. But they have their own set of injuries, and he will have to rotate his squad, and that means a weaker Newcastle. And for us, it's an opportunity to definitely bounce back. We have to win tonight. Whether it's just because it's confidence, it's literally the same conversation I am having as we had with Crystal Palace. It was a must win for confidence. We want to win Newcastle, and we should win Newcastle, especially a weakened Newcastle. And for me personally, we shouldn't dilly-dally about who should be starting. Certain changes should be made in the starting 11. But for me personally, I would stick with Onana in goal. He's, gaining some confidence and made crucial saves against Manchester City, so should continue in goal. At left back, Reguilon needs to be starting, and as the centre back too, I feel Varane and Evans should be playing together. I know Maguire has played well, and against City you could say he had a decent game, but I think we should be getting Evans alongside Varane, because Evans is better at playing the ball, and him alongside Varane with Reguilon and Delo at right back allows us to have a back four that can potentially play through a high press of Newcastle. And the midfield too, please, Amrabat, Casemiro needs to be the midfield too. Ten Hag needs to play the two of them together and get them playing together regularly, so that when we do have big games, they are comfortable playing with each other. And of course in the 10, now this is where I come with the dropping of certain players. Bruno has to be dropped in my opinion. I know he's our captain. I know that, he has a huge creative output, but the past few games he's not been performing well. So I, for one, would certainly put him on the bench, and I would start Mason Mount in the 10 where we know he can play. Give him a bit of game time, give him an opportunity, and of course, also give Bruno a rest. The man plays every single game. So whether he's being dropped because of bad performances or being dropped because he needs to be rested, he just needs to not start tonight's game. Likewise for Marcus Rashford, who I feel Garnacho should start tonight's game, mainly because he would be very direct at going at Kieran Trippier, and that in itself would provide us an outlet to get at Newcastle, whether it be counter-attacking or even when we have possession of the ball, because Newcastle will play in a bit of a mid-block. They will try to counter us with speed, and we definitely need to be able to handle that, and the likes of Reguilon, Varane and Delo can certainly allow us defend in those quick transitions, and of course Amrabat and Casemiro as well. So on the left hand side, Garnacho needs to start ahead of Rashford in my opinion, because Rashford certainly, one, has not been performing well, and he needs to get a kick up the butt, because he needs to have his fire lit once again. Last season, an exceptional player, undroppable, but this season he surely is reaching levels of mediocrity, and he needs to raise his game in order to get back into the team, I feel. So tonight would be an opportunity to start Garnacho and also see a bit of more directness from him towards Kieran Trippier. On the right hand side, I know Anthony in the second half came on, kicked Doku against City, but I feel that he should start. He's our most obvious right winger, and Pelistri can potentially come on in the second half. But Anthony can start this game. He fairly does well against Dan Burn. So I think tonight will be an opportunity for him to play and also give him a bit of game time, which he needs. And of course, up front, Rasmus Højlund. I don't think there's any arguments or debates about that. Now in the second half, I would like to see the likes of Kobe Mainu, even though I know a day before yesterday he played, a full 90 for the under 21s. But I think he can come on in the second half, at least for us. I think that would be Ten Hag's term and choice of action in the second half. And of course, the likes of Pelistri, and with Rashford and Bruno on the bench, you can also bring them on. I do apologize for the barking of the dogs. It's once again just one of those things. It's natural. So, hey! Yeah, sorry about that. I just had to simply quiet them down. As I was saying, we definitely do need to have certain players coming on in the second half, and if we do need them, they can come on, and when they come on, can be a serious threat to Newcastle, and certainly would need to be a serious threat because their performances will be questioned if they are benched and come on in the second half, Bruno and Rashford, etc., and they are not able to perform well or even add to the performance if we are leading by a couple goals. Because I think tonight we will be able to score a few goals. Newcastle does not do well once you beat their, shall I say, midfield. It is difficult for them to defend, and they can and have shown an ability to concede goals quite easily. So we should capitalize on that. This is an opportunity for us to bounce back and should be an opportunity for us to really get a kickstart. I mean, City's out of the way now. Arguably our most toughest game, so far this season. We need to start winning consistently. We won 3 games before the loss to City, and we need to get back into that type of form. But not just winning by scraping wins. We need to start winning with good performances, winning with good domination in these particular games. That's just a simple preview. I don't think there's anything more that we can say on that. We just need to get a win, and we need to score goals. Make better decisions in the final third. I think that is a very crucial point. And once again, we see the cycle of the leaks. The certain journalists coming out, saying that dressing room sources, certain players feel certain ways, whereas they are saying things like the decisions that Ten Hag has made on Sancho has affected certain players in the team. They don't like the way he's gone about it, and that is a cause for performances on the pitch. Certain complaints via Mike Keegan where the kit is a bit too tight and tough. As you can see here, it's difficult for us to use that as excuses. Certain leaks, such as they are not liking how intense Ten Hag's training sessions are. These are all leaks that come out when the players seem to turn on the manager and when they want to make it his fault. And the Glazers love this, because this basically means that the manager takes the fall and he gets sacked and we get a new manager, and that same cycle begins again. Ten Hag cannot be sacked. He needs to remain in the job. He needs to work through this, and with certain players, get the others out of here and continue developing the team and put it into his image. Yes, he said he won't be able to play the football at Ajax over here, but at Ajax, he had the players to do so. Here at United, he still doesn't have all of those players at his disposal to fully execute his tactics to the maximum, his style of football at its most highest degree. He cannot, it's obvious. So he needs to adapt, he needs to change tactic, and he needs to use what he has and the strengths of that. But even at that point, these players cannot perform. So tonight will be interesting to see exactly what type of performance we put in, and of course, how we actually react to a 3-0 embarrassing loss to Manchester City. But thank you for joining me. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like. I of course thank you for supporting the channel and showing me the love and appreciation that you do. Have a wonderful day further. Enjoy the game. Till we see each other again soon, Red Devils. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.